YouTube! Welcome back to some more new cards. I think I've read this one like 4 times, unironically, but like, I don't think I've uploaded it yet. So no, we're gonna combine all of them together, and it's gonna be analyzed correctly. Okay, so anyway, we have another Dominus card here. So this one is TLDR. It's a normal trap, which if your opponent has at any point during this turn. That's the cool thing about this card. It's at any point during this turn, if your opponent has used a hand effect or a grave effect, then you get to fulfill the activation requirements of this, which lets you use it from your hand. So what happens? You can use it in the end phase, you can use it in the battle phase, you can wait, you can hold it, you can chain it, you can use it at any point during their turn. Now, what does this one do? It is very simply a compulsory evacuation device for a monster. It's just one monster, bounce it to the deck or extra deck. It sounds kind of mid in that sense, especially when you pair it with its restriction. You cannot activate light and darks for the rest of the duel. Now, I'm sure this can slot into a few decks, but even decks that aren't light and dark decks can usually source a lot of their power utility from the extra deck. And a lot of those are darks. Big example would be SP Little Knight. So not being able to use that would be kind of detrimental. But again, it's sort of dependent on your deck and which archetype you're playing. But some big ones is like, I guess, Tenpai and Macedo. Doubt we're going to have Tenpai still around when this comes out, surely. Clueless. You could use it in Mermail, I think is probably like one of the big ones. I think Crystron can probably play this as well. So a few decks can definitely take advantage of it. Now, the reason that I think it's strong is that it doesn't have to be chained. It doesn't have to be immediately used. It's a very relaxed activation requirement, which allows you to basically have it live almost all the time. So what you can do basically is like perhaps in the end phase or something. Oh, you can't use it in Crystron. Yeah, you won't be able to use Infinity. Never mind. So you can hold this and then bounce something in the end phase. A big example would be like, in theory, you could just bounce Apollousa in the end phase. Your opponent makes a 4 Matty, and then you just go, boop, back you go. In TCG, you could bounce like Detonator, Firewall versus Malice, if that's what they're ending on, Terahertz. I don't actually know what the TCG combos are these days, but just some sort of like boss monster can be disrupted with this, which is really good. Now, the downside is that if you don't have a trap in your graveyard, your opponent gets to reborn something, so that's important. Now, holding it means that if you wait till the end phase in an ideal scenario and you bounce something like a powerful boss monster, like the hypothetical Apollousa, they get to reborn something from their graveyard. Now, theoretically, if it's the end phase or if you use it late enough, maybe they don't actually have anything worthwhile to make with the body that they bring back from the graveyard. Because that's the restriction, quote-unquote. You give your opponent a free card. Unless you've already used the trap. I mean, there is a chance you could have impermed before this. You could have purged. You could have, you know, impulsed, whatever. Maybe not purged, because then you're locked out of every attribute in the game. But, you know, you could impulse them, and then you could imperm them, have some sort of trap in the graveyard already, and then you won't actually have to deal with that restriction. But there's a few times where you will have to deal with that restriction. But the thing is, if they summon back just a random guy from the graveyard, it's usually not going to be like a boss monster, because why would a boss monster be in the graveyard? So they'll bring back a body. Worst case scenario, maybe they can link with it, end on like an extra monster, perhaps like an SP or a mask or something. But that's obviously not as powerful as using it in the end phase, where they can't do anything with just like a body. So it's a decent card. It's not too bad. I think it'll absolutely see some play in the right circumstances. So it's good. I just think the restriction is maybe a little bit too much. But perhaps that's good. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how you feel about this, but personally, I feel like we're reaching such a critical mass of hand traps that it's getting ridiculous. Like, my god, if you really want to, if your engine is small enough, you can play like 25 plus hand traps if you really like. It's getting really obnoxious. But the Dominus cards are quote-unquote good in that sense, because you can't just keep playing more and more of them. Otherwise, you know, your deck just stops working because of the attribute restriction. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just, we're just throwing more hand traps at the game. Let me know what you think about that. Okay, next up, we've got some Tri-Brigade cosplaying. Ooh! Yes! Very important. All right, get out the way. Let me see the Tri-Brigade cards. All right, so we have a brand new Link monster. I mean, bruh, hell yes. Look at this artwork. Gorgeous. I don't even care what it does. I think Tri-Brigade really needed a Link one, didn't they? You will summon Lightheart for the rest of your life. So we got Arms Mouser. It's a generic Link 2 beast. It just needs to be Tri-types. Obviously, you can summon it in the same way that you can Tri-Brigade cards. If it's Link summoned... Question. When you summon Tri-types... When you use Tri-Brigades to cheat out the Link monsters, it's not a Link summon, is it? So you do technically have to, like, Link this, right? Which is fine, because, you know, usually you're cheating into, like, Bearbrum or what's his name first? Ferrojeet. Then this gets made afterwards, so it's not too bad. You probably do want to make a Link at some point, so it's still decent. So sending 2 Tri cards with different names from your deck or extra to the grave. You can't spend the rest of the turn except Tri-types. So this is just mill 2. Tri-Brigade cards. That's like really good. That's extension. That's more resources. That's more fodder. And I even think that now it lets you play like more kind of obscure cards you never really played before. I think Tri-Brigade Oath was like a popular one. I think it was like a generic spell and trap negate. There is value in sending some of the spells and traps, so maybe we'll have to go back and revisit some of those and see what's good to send. But I'm pretty sure there's like some good targets for this that are actually worth it. And of course, sending Bucephalos from the extra deck could be decent, because that just sends Garura, so that's also a draw, you know, so you got lots of utility here. And if this is sent to the grave, target a face-up monster, change it to face-down defense. So a decent little, like, going second tool, just to help you break boards. When you Link summon and then Link this off, you can book something, force out a disruption. But the weird thing is, like, by the time you're getting to the stage where you're using this, I mean, your opponent's probably not letting you get to this point where you can resolve a Tri-Brigade to summon from the extra deck in the first place. So, I don't know. It's a little bit underwhelming that way, but, you know, it's still, it's something. All right, let's read the new card. Tri-Brigade Hammer. Quick play spell. I see. This thing is a target, so let's see if it has a good grave effect. Add a Tri-spell trap from your deck to your hand, except itself. Activate one of these effects. You can only use, but you can only use each of these effects of this card name once per turn. Wait, what does that mean? Does that mean if I have 2 of these, I can use both? Add a Tri-Brigade spell trap from your deck to your hand, except Hammer. So you can add, like, Natty, search for Revolt if you want to. And, like, I don't know, are we going to be searching Tri-Brigade Roar or something? Maybe not, but searching Revolt is, like, kind of cool, I suppose. The other effect is banish any number of tries and special try Link. Etc, etc. So it's literally just a Tri-Brigade monster, which is really cool. Because one of the issues with Tri-Brigade is, like, there's literally just 2 pushes. There's your normal summon, and there's Keras. Like, that's the only way that you can, like, start using your Tri-Brigades. So using this to get there is pretty cool. And it's a quick play as well. So you can summon stuff on your opponent's turn. I mean, gosh, can you summon, like, what's his name? Churig? Is that considered a... Does he have to be Link summoned? So more extenders, more searchers is decent. It's not, like, crazy, broken, powerful stuff, but it's good. Now, one thing that someone just pointed out is you can banish Tri-Brigade cards. So you can summon a Link monster by banishing spells and traps. Like, we've truly reached, like, peak, like, Master Rule revisions, you know? Like, we're just, like, making up things at this point, you know? I don't know. Alright. I have someone who has volunteered a combo for me. Combo's a bit unoptimized, but it's the basic idea. Alright, let's have a look. So we've got a Tri-Brigade Fractal. Alright, the 1-card combo. Let's see what Fracky Boy does. You do your usual stuff here. You dump, you send, and then you get the search here off the Nerval. Get any other name. You normal summon. You banish 2 names from the graveyard. You special summon out Bearbrum. You discard 2... Oh, 3-card combo, sure. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Make Apollosa. Oh, Macedo combo, huh? I see. Okay. Macedo combo. That's a 4-card combo. That's because you need to put a card back for. Okay, no. Yeah. Someone else. Souls is not a good combo. This is not a good combo. Week 1 combos. Alright, someone's got some Tri-Sprite combos here. Oh no, it's horizontal! Why is it horizontal? Alright, gosh. Let's see. 2 times speed this one here. Banish 1, go for the Light Heart. Link 2 into Sprint. Send Mercurier. And then send the Angler, which summons 2 of this guy. You go for Gigantic. Gigantic, the OCG ass combos, dude. Oh yeah, summon Keras, he's a 2, isn't he? Banish 2, summon the bounce guy. Mercurier, dump an Alba. Can we not use Alba's cards? I know they're technically in the lore, but can we not? Oh my god, we're searching Mercurier and Tri-Brigade. How? Alright, here's the new Link monster. Send 2. And then we get a search for the trap plus the name here. From what's Shurig's grave effect? Oh yeah, Shurig just adds a name. Okay, cool. Yeah, so you add any beast, any tri type with Shurig, and then you get the trap as well in the process. That's an OCG ass combo, but you know, close enough. All right. New cards. Black Rose. This shit is it's really mid. But anyway, let's move on. Let's take a look at the witch cards here. So there's Black Rose related stuff going on, which everyone is super excited for, especially the Gooners. Let's take a look here. We got Violence Witch. As you guys know, most problems in life can be fixed and solved via violence. Oh, sorry. We still have like the ASMR snapping in the background. So level 4 Dark Plant. You can only use the first and second effect once per turn. If you control Black Rose Dragon, a monster that mentions it, or a plant synchro, special this. Okay, a card that mentions... So a small little, you know, side point. I hate cards that say this, okay? This is genuinely despised. Cards that say this line, I hate it. Cards that mention... like, ugh. Farfa hates this one word. This ad will make you come. Sorry. Anyway, if this is sent to the grave and a synchro is on the field, discard a card and special a plant with 15 or less defense from your deck. Can't special reaction for this turn except synchros. I mean, I wouldn't really even call this an extender. It's like super specific. You know, you need to already have set up, and then you get the E-Tele from the deck, which is okay, I suppose. Because I think this gets Lone Fire, or probably one of the other monsters, which gets you more plays. So let's see if we get like a good starter. Twilight Rose Black Knight. Level 3 Dark Plant Tuner. You can only use the first and third effect once per turn. If this is normal or special. By the way, if anyone has any combos for this stuff, let me know. Normal or special, you can special Black Rose or level 4. You can just summon Black Rose? Or level 4 lower plant from your grave, but its effects are negated. What the? Just summons Black Rose from the extra deck? That's pretty strong, because obviously, you know, that facilitates this. And facilitates, oh, Graveyard. Sorry, I can't read. Ooh. Okay, so we need setup for this one. Do we just, like, not have a starter? Hello? Do we, like, not have a starter? These are all extenders. I think, like, the starters are technically, like, the older cards, per se, like Black Rose and White Rose Witch or something. So I think they're supposed to float into these, if I'm not mistaken. Lone Fire as well. Yeah, well, you know, Lone Fire basically gets gammad, right? Because it tributes itself, so Ash Blossom is kind of crazy. But, you know, card lose to card, etc., etc. All right, anyway, plants you control gain 1,000 while you control a synchro. Target one other plant you control increase or decrease the level by 1. Oh, they're not that great. I think they're really powerful when they get going. Is the big takeaway here. They seem very strong when they start actually, like, playing. But, again, the biggest issue is, like, fighting through Imper Mash or something, you know? Like, your deck needs to be able to have cards that help you facilitate that, and I just think, like, for the Rose Dragon archetype, if you think of a typical 5-card hand, it just feels like 1 or 2 hand traps sort of just completely shuts you down, but I don't know. I guess that's always going to happen with, an anime deck, right? It's always going to feel a little bit low power. Let's see what this does, though. This is Bramble Rose Dragon. Okay, alright. Plant Tuner. can only use the second and third effect once per turn. Each time your opponent activates a monster effect, inflict 600. when that effect resolves, and if you all face-up monsters they control, lose 600. Dude, that's a crazy, like, you know, card to sit on. The minus 600 life is whatever, right? I mean, that's usually not too big of a problem, you know? It's usually when it's backed up with other things. And obviously in TCG, you have time as a real thing, so that's a problem there. But it's not, like, enough in and of itself to, like, carry a card. However, I do like the attack reduction that isn't once per turn. So it's another thing if your opponent is losing life, but if you're constantly losing attack points, it becomes kind of hard to, like, contest the board that you've made. So even though you might have, like, lots of other removal tools available to you, like, dealing with this Bramble Rose is going to be, like, a little bit annoying. So, okay, so they've clearly designed this as your end piece. Now let's see what it does as a quick effect. Negate, right? Is it negate, Trent? Does a quick effect negate? For your main phase quick effect, tribute this and special Black Rose from your extra deck. This is treated as a synchro summon. Does this miss timing? Does this miss timing? When this card is synchro summoned, you can. Okay, so as long as you don't chain this, you're fine. As long as you don't chain it, okay? That's just, whatever you do, don't chain this card, okay? If you just wait till resolution of a card effect, activate Bramble Rose, special Black Rose, you are nuking your opponent for a quick effect on their turn. That's very powerful. That's good. But it cannot be ignored how important it is that chaining this is going to be kind of likely, right? Because, like, your opponent has lots of tools to force out your cards. Just activate a card that, boom, special onto the field. You know, there's plenty of monsters that on summon, they, like, target a card, they negate, they can, like, target a card, Book of Moon something. There's lots of, like, interactive things that your opponent's going to do, and then you're going to chain this to dodge, right? Otherwise, if you don't chain it, you lose the Bramble Rose. But now that you've chained it, you don't get the pop effect from Black Rose. It's like, this is what erratas should be used for. Erratas should be used for changing this stuff, when to if. Because I don't know why Black Rose should be a when effect. It really is, like, this is such... It's not even that small of a thing. I was going to say this is a small issue. It really is not a small issue. It's a massive issue. Like, this is... The fact that this misses timing is genuinely half the reason why this card might just be terribly drawn back. And I guess, like, just to really sort of explain for context, because I'm sure there's people listening who don't understand this. Let me just explain timing really quick in case you don't know what's going on here. The Black Rose Dragon is a card that says when this card is synchro summoned. So anything that's summoned as Chain Link 2 or higher from the previous chain is going to do something in Yu-Gi-Oh! Known as mistiming. It's this really dumb, stupid, arbitrary mechanic that doesn't really happen that much anymore in Modern. But whenever you have, like, old cards like this, it happens very often. So a when effect is if I do anything to summon this as Chain Link 2, or if the last thing that would happen would be something else, like, for example, a tribute summon. If you tribute summon over Dupe Frog doesn't get the search, because Dupe Frog says when this card is sent to the graveyard. Because the last thing to happen is the summon of, like, you know, Caius, for example, in Monarchs, Edison format or something. So, you probably, yeah, maybe you've noticed it with Yubel. Yubel has it a lot because Yubel does actually play the old cards. So it's just this really awful mechanic that I think sandbags this really hard. Farfa really ignoring that you still get the battle position effect from Black Rose Dragon. Does Black Rose Dragon have a... It's not a quick effect, though. Once per turn, banish a plant, target a defense position monster your opponent controls, change that to face-up attack position, and its attack becomes 0. Yeah, like, what... yeah, man, like... Yeah, it's an ignition effect that you can use on turn 3. Like, well, what's... Augers? Was that sarcasm? Okay, well, anyway. So yeah, it attributes itself to Black Rose the field as long as you don't use it as Chain Link 2 or higher. Banish this from your grave and special level 4 lower plant from your graveyard. Like, honestly, this is an incredible card. Genuinely, this is such a good card. This is absolutely crazy. The thing that's pulling it back is the target for it is not good. It's not good. Nuking the entire field is a crazy effect, but my god, it is such a issue that it misses timing. It really is. And I love the fact that it's also follow-up. Like, this thing does everything. It's a good, like, end piece. Completely broken effect if you can get your opponent at the right moment. You can summon the Black Rose Dragon, and then even then on the following turn, you have recursion. Like, my god, special a plant tuner from your graveyard. You just banish this, bring this back. This thing brings back another card. Like, you just have so much follow-up. It's so good. It's a genuinely incredible boss monster. It's just like, why did they make it miss timing? I don't get it. Anyway. Alright, so we have a... Let's move on. Level 6, Dark Plant Synchro, Hate Rose Witch. Is this a tuner? This is not a tuner. Okay, but it's a generic 6. You can only use the first and third effect once per turn. If this is synchroed, you can send up to 2 plants to the graveyard. One from deck, one from extra. Can't special from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except synchros. That's pretty fucking incredible, right? Like, I don't know what this does, but, like, that's just foolish a plant from main and extra? That has to be busted. That just has to be busted. I mean, you can send, like, this thing, which then is a target for this thing, and then you can also, like, send something from your extra. You can send this thing, right? You could also just send Bramble Rose, and then Bramble Rose can then be used as more, like, extension. Wow. Yeah, this card has to do, like, some absurd things. Glow-up bulb, you know? Is that legal in TCG? I know they posted about it on Twitter. Sample. But I'm not sure if it's, like, actually legal yet. Plants you control can't be destroyed by card effects. Destroyed by effects, rather. Any effect. That's card effects, yeah. Plant monsters can be destroyed by effects. But not battle? Unfortunate. If a card in the field is destroyed by a card effect while this is in your graveyard, special summon this card. Oh, wow, that's so cool. That's crazy. Because if you make this and then end on Bramble Rose summons Black Rose nukes the field. This brings itself back and then it foolishes 2 more cards. That's unbelievable. Oh, no, it doesn't. It's synchro set. It's when it's synchro summoned, not special summoned. Still good, though. Still comes back for free. The thing is, this coming back for free doesn't, like, do anything. Still decent. But yeah, it's a great starter card. Okay, so Black Rose Garden. New card. Continuous spell. You can only activate 1 card with this name per turn. You can use the third effect once per turn. When this resolves, add Rose Dragon from deck or grave to hand. That's crazy. That just gives you, like, a new starter. More copies of Red Rose is Red Rose is Red Rose still the best card in this deck, which is unfortunate because 1 new starter would have been cool, but it's a good card regardless. Face-up monsters on the field become plants. If this is destroyed, inflict 100 to your opponent for each plant in your grave and banishment. If this was destroyed by the effect of Black Rose, inflict 2,400 to them. I mean, okay, so are you seeing this energy here? There's a world where you can literally kill your opponent. If your opponent activates enough monster effects when you have Bramble Rose out, which, by the way, I assume you can have multiples of these cards out. I don't know if this deck spams it too much, but if your opponent needs to use a lot of card effects and has costs like Malice or Millennium, they are going to lose so many life points that by the time that this tributes into Black Rose and you use this as your starter card, you are burning your opponent for, like, game. Like, you are literally just killing your opponent. So yeah, like, this is pretty strong. That's, like, this life point deficit shouldn't be ignored. Like, there's a game where you can steal some games just from, like, burning your opponent with this shit. Alright, yeah, wow. Okay, so I'm kind of disappointed in the main deck monsters, but the extra deck is really good and the spell's incredible. This is hard carried by the extra. It's just a shame that I don't know. I'd have to, like, play with the old main deck guys again to see how it feels with these new ones. But it really does feel like these are just literally 1 card away from being, like, a meta deck. It's so good. New Red Rose combo. Alright, is this are you guys trolling me again? Aramesa. We're playing with a 5-card hand here, okay. Alright. Adventurer. Adventure cards. Nice, nice, nice. We have a negate. I'm already... My stream thinks they're funny. Real combo. Jackpot 7. Oh my god. Okay, red rose and white rose. Special. Bramble rose. Dump this one. That one triggers to summon that one. Oh, that's really good. Bramble brings this back. Manipulate level, go into the Rose Witch, send Spore plus this. Oh my god, dumping Spore. Summon back. Oh, okay. Okay. Alright, at this point, this is just nonsense table 500, but some of this is like realistic. Some of this is like not stuff you wouldn't do, potentially. Anyway, let's move on. Unless there was there anything else? We all big happy trolls here. New Rose combos. Yeah, okay, that was the one you linked me. Okay, sure. Alright, let's check out True Draco. They showed a 1-card combo on stream for Tri-Brigade. Wait, actually?
Draco さんの場にはカードなしに
Oh,
is she doing it? Kit's doing the combo? That's crazy. Alright, we're sending the names here. We're banishing 3 for the Scheller. Link Shokan. Damn, they give them the Starlight versions? That's crazy. And Bear Brum, add back here. Search for the spell. Man, they were really happy about that. Fair enough. Okay, alright. What? Why is there a new masterpiece? What's going on? What is happening here? Is this a Draco face-off target? Please don't tell me we got a face-off target. Okay, we got Masterpiece, the True Draco Overlord. Level 10 Dark Worm, same stats. Requires 3 tributes to normal summon face-up, but you contribute continuous spells and traps as well as monsters. You can use for a safe at once per turn. When you point out... Wait, hold on. Let me read the last effect. If this tribute summon card... No, okay, never mind. When you point activates a monster effect in the hand field or graveyard, you control this tribute summon card. Is it the line? Is it the line? Is it the line? Quick effect. Negate. Is it the line? Quick effect. Negate! Wow! Let's go! Fun! Okay, negate, and if you do, destroy that card. It's literally just Masterpiece, but it negates instead of popping, which honestly, depending on the card, like maybe popping is like, still better. It's amazing they managed to make a Masterpiece retrain that's probably just on the same power level as like Masterpiece. Because like generally negating is better than popping, but it only negates monster effects in the hand or field, so not grave as well. And yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I think Masterpiece is better. I think Masterpiece is better. It gets the protection. It tributes 3. Oh yeah, you can't. It's not like. Yeah, I mean it's not that hard to summon per se because the whole gimmick of True Draco is you can tribute spells and traps, which get pluses when you tribute them. So like it's still a lot. Don't get me wrong, but like that is kind of like the whole gimmick of the deck. But yeah, 3 is a lot compared to Masterpieces too. If this card is if this tribute summon card is destroyed by battle or opponent's card effect, what's in your opponent's where it's in your owner's control, you can skip your opponent's next main phase. Skipping your opponent's things sounds broken. But, like, it's not that big of a deal, I feel. I don't know, like, what, you skip, like, one main phase too? After you already got all of your main phase and battle phase to deal with a True Draco board, which, by the way, the True Draco board apparently is 3 tributes for 1 negate. So, like, what really is your end board, It's gonna have floodgates, which are mid. That's about it. No Zeus, Sag? Yeah, okay, yeah, exactly. I don't know, like, if anything, it should have said skip turn. That would have went hard. That would have went hard. Yeah, no, honestly, the extra tribute requirement and the fact that it only negates monster effects, I think they managed to make a card that's worse than Masterpiece. And that card is over 7 years old, right? 7, 8 years old, maybe? That's insane. No protection effect, no towers effect. That's incredible. Which is good, to be fair. I mean, who the hell wants True Draco to be meta? Mariamne Paradox, the True Draco Phoenix Knight. Level 6 Wind, 1814. To tribute this, you contribute a continuous spell trap. You can only first say if once per turn. If this is in your hand, you can destroy another True Draco or True King. And then special this. If there's normal special, to banish top 4 cards of you. What's the fucking point of this card? This has no synergy with the deck. Banishing the top of your cards does nothing. Oh, it summons to either side of the field. Okay. That's a weird playstyle and direction we're trying to turn this deck into. So the gimmick is that you give it to your opponent, and then it banishes the top of their deck, and then you get to trigger your True Dracos, like Ignis and Draco Fighter, and it turns on talents, I guess. Like, So I need to perform a tribute summon, then I need to use this to give it to my opponent, and then I can do like a really mid like Ignis search of a Phoenix. Like, it feels so underwhelming. It's so like, it's not terrible. I get what they were trying to do, but it just feels so like of all the things that True Draco could have done, like in terms of its design and direction, like this is it. Like, I don't know, man. True Dracos has always been kind of like a boring deck, and like I don't really know what we're trying to do with this. Like, this doesn't make me excited. Draco standoff. Yo, face off standoff. Please be pendulum support. Continuous spell. Activate one card with this name per turn. You can use a second effect once per turn. When this resolves, you can add a True Draco or True King or Draco Slayer or Draco Overlord from... I can't keep track of this, man, anymore, dude. Like, what? This is like... Add 4 archetypes from deck to hand. Like, what a fucking ever, dude. If a face-up True Draco and or True King is destroyed by Balor, card effect, and sent to the grave target, one of them, and place it in your spell and trap zone. Okay, I mean... It is actually good. I think this is better for Pendulum than, like, True Draco, which, by the way, what a bizarre, like, mix of, like, strategies they've done with this one technical overarching umbrella term of an archetype, True Draco. We've got, like, Pendulum cards in here. We've got Tribute Summoning Floodgates. Like, I don't even know what we're trying to do with this, but, you know, lore, I guess. Yeah, no, it's good. It's a good card, I guess. You know, adding the Pendulum True Draco, that pops a card, and then you pop a card, add another copy of the name, and then this triggers and then places it back in the spell and trap zone. Like, it's not bad. It's just, I don't know, it's bizarre. It's unsearchable, right? Draco standoff? I think so. Yeah, okay, alright, yeah. Real combo. Real. Okay. Alright, moving on. Yeah, so that's all of the cards revealed. And finally we got new Dracotails and new Yummy monsters. So I don't remember how the Dracotail at this point even works, but it's a new monster and a new trap card. We've got Frixel. You can only use the first and second effect once per turn. This is normal or special. Target a Dracotail in your grave. Special at the return a monster you control to the hand. This is sent to the grave as material for a fusion. You can set a Dracotail spell and trap. They all have the second effect, don't they, right? So, I mean, that's not terrible, right? I guess you're supposed to, like, fuse and then revive and then bounce back. And then you do it again on your opponent's turn. Then the new trap is target a monster and or spell trap in your opponent's grave and banish them. Then place a Dracotail card from your grave or banishment on the bottom of the deck, except and draw one. Well, I will say that these are fair cards. They're not crazy, but they're fair. Dracotail combos with new cards. Dual Evolution. Alright, let's see what this new one does. Okay. So this deck is crazy if our opponent gives us 3 cards from Fua. Oh, and we drop 3 hand traps on our opponent, and they still do full combo. Okay, so we're going to fuse here. Trigger the grave effects. Set. And this is... Here it comes, the normal summon. The node. Oh, that's our opponent's turn? Oh, we did this in the end phase, I think. Kind of. Sort of. Send to special ice. That's hilarious. My god, Ryzeal's broken. Holy crap, Ryzeal is insane. Alright, immediately forcing this out. But it can be ashed, so that's hilarious. Negate the spell. We just like activate, negate everything. I feel like there's a world where Ghost Spell is going to be crazy next format in TCG. Doesn't seem bad. Like, I mean, I guess when we have like 10 cards in hand and then get the setup, we can beat Raizio Mitsu under Fuwa. Okay, alright. I'm just going to skip past these because these ones I'm not very familiar with, but I don't know. That doesn't look very impressive. But we have a Marshmallow here. Marshmallow Yummy, a new continuous spell. Level 1 Light Beast. You can only use the first effect once per turn. If you control a monster, all monsters control our Light Beast, you can special summon this. That's crazy, right? They don't all have this clause, don't they? This is normal or special. You can add a Yummy spell trap from your grave to your hand, or if it's special by a synchro effect, you can place a Yummy field or spell. Isn't this card just like the best extender ever printed? This just does everything. Just summon a Yummy, get negated, like just summon it, do the same thing. Like this is like Snake Eye level of extending power. Like literally, you have to like hand trap the first thing, and then you just summon, and then it does the full combo anyway. Like this just does the full combo anyway. Yummy yummies, yummies, yum. Continue spell second and third effect once per turn. Each time 2 or more Yummy monsters special to your field at the same time. Gain 500 if your opponent loses 500. Pay 500. Target 2 face-up monsters in the field, including a Snatchy. Then both to the grave. And if you do special with a Yummy Synchro from the extra deck, this treated as Synchro Summon. That's crazy. Your opponent activates a card effect. You can pay 100 after this effect resolves Link Summon. Bro, what? This is like Extender and like the Yummy combo on your opponent's turn? Am I reading this crazy? Like, okay, you can't compare this to the Dracotail. Like, what? Your opponent doesn't lose 500, they pay 500. Is there a difference? Second effect isn't quick. Yeah, but like, it still helps you on your turn a lot, right? And then this last one is like, still getting all of the effects at the same time, because then you put the field spell up, and then you just go from there. You do... It's better than the Dracotail cards anyway. Like, that's crazy. Yummy King's eating good, unlike the Gacha Slop archetype yesterday. Great, exactly what they need. Even more ways to recover their field spells. Tomorrow will be K9. Brace yourselves. They probably have a main Xyz and an Xyz. Oh, there's more coming? Okay, noted. Alright, that is all of the new cards here. Apologies, I'm not like super familiar with the TCG stuff there, but it's time. I'm just excited for the Akiza cards. One card away made that deck crazy, but like not. Okay. Anyway, see you in the next one. Bye bye.